Kate had always been skeptical of love. She had seen how it had destroyed her friends and family members, leaving them broken and battered. Her own heart carried scars from the past, a painful reminder of how love could cut deep. Years ago, there had been Ethan, her first love. He was bold, adventurous, and full of life, the kind of person who could light up a room with just a smile. Kate was younger then, more naive, and she had thrown herself into their relationship without hesitation. Ethan made her feel alive, made her feel seen in a way no one ever had before. They spent endless nights talking about their dreams and fears, whispering promises of forever. For the first time, Kate believed in the possibility of a love that could withstand anything. But Ethan wasn't as steadfast as he seemed. Over time, cracks began to form in their seemingly perfect relationship. Ethan had a restless heart, one that couldn't settle in one place or with one person for too long. He started pulling away, canceling plans, dodging her calls, and offering vague excuses. Kate tried to hold on to fix what was breaking, but she couldn't do it alone. The end came on a rainy Sunday afternoon. Ethan sat across from her, his eyes avoiding hers, and told her he couldn't do it anymore. "It's not you, Kate," he had said, his voice heavy with guilt. "It's me. I need to figure myself out. I can't give you what you deserve." She remembered staring at him, her heart breaking into pieces she wasn't sure could ever be put back together. She wanted to scream, to beg him to stay, but she knew it wouldn't make a difference. His mind was made up. For months after he left, Kate felt like a shell of herself. Every memory of him was a knife twisting in her chest. His laugh, his touch, the way he'd call her sunshine on her worst days. She wondered if she had done something wrong, if she hadn't been enough to make him stay. Eventually, though, Kate came to understand that Ethan's leaving wasn't about her. He was lost in his own struggles, and no amount of love could have saved him from himself. She realized that loving someone didn't always mean they were meant to stay in your life forever. That experience left a scar, one that made her wary of love and its promises. Ethan was the reason she had built walls around her heart, determined never to let anyone get close enough to hurt her again. But then she met Felix. He was charming, handsome, and kind. At first, Kate tried to resist him. She didn't want to fall in love, didn't want to get hurt again. But Felix was persistent. He wooed her with flowers and poetry, with sweet texts and surprise visits. Kate found herself falling for him, despite her best efforts to resist. As they spent more time together, Kate realized that she had never felt this way before. She was happy, truly happy, for the first time since Ethan. But with happiness came vulnerability. Kate felt like she was opening herself up to the possibility of getting hurt. And then one day it happened. Felix betrayed her trust, lied to her, and hurt her. Kate was devastated. She felt like she had been punched in the gut, like she couldn't breathe. She wondered if she had been foolish to fall in love again, if she had been stupid to think that Felix was different. But as she looked back on their time together, Kate realized that she wouldn't trade it for the world. She had experienced true happiness, true love, and that was worth the risk of getting hurt. Kate understood that love is a risk, that it's a gamble. But it's a gamble worth taking. Because the alternative, living a life without love, was far worse. And yet, despite this realization, Kate found herself pulling away from love once more. 4 years after Felix, she shut herself off from relationships. Suitors came and went. Some kind, some persistent, some who might have been perfect for her. But Kate rejected them all. She had become an expert at building walls, turning down dates, and avoiding any situation that could lead to vulnerability. She poured herself into work, into books, into anything that could distract her from the loneliness creeping into her life. But deep down, she knew she wasn't truly happy. Her world had become small, predictable, and painfully dull. Then came Sam. He wasn't the first to try, but he was different. He didn't push too hard or make grand promises. Instead, he showed up, consistently, patiently, with quiet confidence. He didn't try to tear down her walls, but rather waited for her to lower them herself. He filled her days with laughter, with thoughtful gestures, with a kind of love that wasn't overwhelming but steady and sure. Slowly, without even realizing it, Kate found herself opening up again. She let him in little by little, until one day, she realized she wasn't scared anymore. With Sam, love wasn't a storm. It was sunlight breaking through the clouds. He made her feel safe, cherished, and truly seen. And so, for the first time in years, Kate chose love instead of fear. She chose a life filled with warmth instead of loneliness. And in the end, she and Sam built a beautiful life together. One filled with love, laughter, and the happiness she once thought was lost forever. Kate smiled to herself as she thought about the future. She knew that love was a bad drug, that it could be addictive and destructive. But she also knew that it was better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. In the end, Kate realized that love was worth the risk. It was worth the possibility of getting hurt, worth the vulnerability and uncertainty. Because love, true love, is a beautiful thing. It's a feeling that can't be replicated, a feeling that can't be replaced. And Kate knew that she would always cherish the love she had shared, no matter how they had ended. They had shaped her, taught her, and reminded her that even in heartbreak, there is hope, because even if love is a bad pill, but it's better to have love than no love.